where they're working to pick up those barrels. Those barrels you see there, the wind will pick them up and throw them around. So they're trying to secure the equipment at several construction sites, including removing those barrels. We know that many schools and government offices will be closed tomorrow. Many events, like, for example, the Girl Scouts Leading Women program, also have been canceled. It is a good idea to check with your employer, your event organizer, about their status for tomorrow and Tuesday, for that matter.
With Sandy threatening to make landfall, tens of thousands of residents along the East Coast are being told to move inland now, and the warning extends from Connecticut all the way down to Delaware. Liz Bruner's live in the newsroom with more on the preps already underway. Liz?
Well, Heather, residents and state officials are not taking any chances with Sandy. In New Jersey, businesses are boarded up as voluntary evacuations are being issued. Again, these are voluntary. And Atlantic City casinos are creating contingency plans if they need to close. New York City residents in low-lying areas are being asked to evacuate, and almost the entire Big Apple is closed down tomorrow, including the subway, the transit system, which is shutting down actually at 7 o'clock tonight. And in Maryland, residents of Ocean City are told to get out by 8 o'clock tonight, so that's less than an hour from now. They're expecting a foot of rain there. And in many places, storm preparations are going to be continuing throughout the night. Ed, I'm sure we're going to stay on top of that.
Oh, indeed. And in fact, in Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland, is under a partial mandatory evacuation. Lowell Melser with our sister station, WBAL-TV, with a warning that's being sent to residents right now.
I'm Lowell Melser in Ocean City, Maryland, where we are definitely starting to feel the effects of Hurricane Sandy. Down here on the beach, right about 32nd Street, you take a look at the surf. National Weather Service reporting waves anywhere from 9 to 11 feet at this point, with sustained winds of anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour. South of here, down at the inlet, which is way down there, obviously can't see it right now, they've seen wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. The mayor here in Ocean City, Mayor Rick Mann, has declared a state of emergency, meaning there is a mandatory evacuation from 17th Street south. That is an area that is prone to flooding. We have also heard that Route 50, one of the main arteries into Ocean City, will be closed sometime this evening. That is the very latest from Ocean City, Maryland. I'm Lowell Melser. Now back to you.
You can hear the wind blowing there, and it's getting stronger by the minute, Harvey.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously, I hope by now everybody is understanding that we have to take this extremely seriously. There's the center of the storm. Here we are all the way up here, and already we're getting wind gusts over 30 miles an hour on the coast. So you can see it's an immense storm in terms of size. Now, this is an interesting look at winds, okay? The chance of getting tropical storm force winds or greater, and obviously we're well within that area here in Boston, but if you really want to see where the absolute worst is probably going to be, it's right in that corridor. You see, here's where the storm goes. So on both sides of that, the winds are going to be hurricane force, either steady or in gusts for sure. Now, we, of course, are a little more removed from it, but it's such a large circulation that we have the chance of getting hurricane force gusts. Even in Boston, it may happen. Now, we're taking a look at the winds, projecting it out in time, and you see how it builds first in Chatham and then starts to build northward. But look what happens in Chatham. Look at those winds, and now take a look. Yes, the prediction is for gusts to be over hurricane force, and probably for a period of time. But notice, Portland, Maine, Providence, Boston, very strong winds going to be in here as well. That's why the concern is for widespread damage and power outages with winds like that for a number of hours at least. Notice we have to get to late tomorrow night, really into Tuesday, to see the winds begin to ease. So we have a long period of very strong to damaging winds that we're going to have to go through. Right now we have gusts over 30 in Boston and 230 in Chatham at this particular time. Now, of course, the coastal flood warnings that are in effect tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, Mike has been talking about that, maybe even into Tuesday morning for parts of the South Coast, even though the worst of the storm in most senses will be over by then. You can see a lot of the rain is funneling into the mid-Atlantic and up to New York. That's where the very heaviest rain totals will be. But we're going to get our share of torrential downpours tomorrow as well, with residual showers later tomorrow night and Tuesday. So you can see that area as we head through Worcester County, northern Rhode Island, Monadnock region of New Hampshire, out in the Berkshires. That's where there could be 2, 3, 4 inches of rain, and that's going to cause some localized flooding, probably 1 to 2 inches here in Boston. So the coastal flood watch is from Worcester west. Now tonight, it's increasing wind, wet at times. I don't think we're going to get into the power outage issue tonight, 50 to 55 degrees. Not damaging wind, but slowly building. Then tomorrow it becomes a different story. It gets windier and windier in the morning. morning, an outrageous wind from midday, afternoon, into the evening. Also, intermittent downpours will be happening. It's just going to be a horrendous day out of doors tomorrow. Now, we'll check out the forecast. Of course, today has really pretty much happened, so we don't have to focus too much on that anymore. But tomorrow is the stormiest. There's no two ways about that. Tuesday's the aftermath, although there'll be some showers and still windy in the morning, breezy later, and then the wind will not be a big factor for the rest of the week or on into the start of next weekend. So that's the story with that. I know Mike has more, Heather and Ed, so whoever wants to go next, just take it away.